Okay, everybody, we are back in the kitchen with Jelly, and actually, we're kind of on the back porch with Jelly. That's one thing they don't talk about a lot, or you don't hear mentioned, but Instant Pot, it is portable. You can take it anywhere you want to. So, I mean, some recipes, as we all know, have a, I'd rather cook them outside. I'll just put it like that. And this works fantastic for it, and I do it a lot. But anyhow, tonight it's going to be cabbage and kielbasa sausage and some bacon, a cup of chicken broth, a tablespoon or so of apple cider vinegar and some pepper, and I'm going to mince 1 clove of garlic. And how I'm going to start it off is I'm going to put the Instant Pot on saute. I'm going to put that bacon in there first and let it get going just a little bit. Then I'm going to drop that. I'm going to drop the sausage in there and let it brown up a little bit. Then we're going to add everything else. I may add the garlic at that point, but then we're going to chop that head of cabbage up and put the rest of the stuff in. So, anyhow, here you go. We're fixing to start it, and I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, I've got it on saute, and that on will soon go to hot, and we're going to start getting some bacon hot, getting it frying, getting some stuff going. But anyhow, okay, I didn't let that get hot. I mean, I wasn't thinking when I said it. There's really no need in it. You just put your bacon in it, and I actually went ahead and put the bacon and the sausage in, and as you can hear, it's doing what it's supposed to do. The garlic is in there also, 1 clove of garlic, and it is doing what it's supposed to do. Let it brown. That's all I want it to do. Is I like bacon, the flavor of bacon on cabbage, and it also gives a little oil, to keep everything from sticking. Bacon's a great thing. So, and I might say also, I forgot to mention, that is 2 slices of Smithfield bacon, the original hometown, which I don't think that matters, but probably doesn't matter what kind, as long as you get some decent bacon. And then it's 1 link of that Hillshire Farms Polska, as it says, kielbasa. And then I've already put 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar into 1 cup of chicken broth. So all we're doing now is I'm waiting on this right here to get brown. All right, once it does, in fact, right now, as soon as I get done right here, I'm going to cut that right there up. And I got a new device. It's a camera stabilizer, but it's trying to figure out what I'm doing. That's the truth. So anyhow, I'm going to cut that up. I'm just going to cut it into pretty much 8ths, maybe, tenths, slices, and wedges, and then cut those in half and drop them in there. But I'm going to I got to get that broth in there to deglaze a little bit on that pan. So I may have to set the camera down and cut it off for a second while I get that going on. But as you can see, I got to do something with that in there. So that's what I'm about to do. And I will come back to you shortly. Okay, that sausage is pretty much, the sausage and bacon is where I want it. And all I'm going to do right now is turn this completely off, and then I'm going to give it a minute to cool down just a second. You can see that's exactly what I said. I cut that up into, whatever, 8ths, and then cut that in half. And all I'm going to do to deglaze this pan, and you'd be surprised, how well it does. You have to be careful. You can't just dump a bunch in. That was probably 2 tablespoons right there, just off the top. But you saw what was on the bottom. You'll see in just a second what's there when I get done. With all the steam, you're not going to be able to see it right now. But that is, some people say it don't matter. I think it's a big deal, because this is all of your flavor. I mean, it's deglazing of the pan. It's not all of it, but it's a lot of it. So you get where I'm going with it. And as you can see, that sausage is not too done. It's browned up a little bit. So now I'm going to drop that this cabbage in there, and then put the rest of the chicken broth in there. And honestly, if I need more, I'm going to pour more of the chicken broth in there. I'm just going to see how it looks. Because all I'm going to do when I get all this in there is put the lid on, and I'm going to set it for 2 minutes. I'm going to set it on manual, and I'm going to put it 2 minutes on high steam, on high pressure. And when that's done, I'm going to eat it. It's that simple. So, I'll stir this up, and I'm going to look and see what kind of liquid level I have on the bottom. And honestly, I ain't sure that's quite enough, so I'm going to put maybe another half a cup. I mean, it's not going to hurt, you know. It probably could survive without it, but there's no need in it. I got it right here. I got plenty, you know, so I'm going to pour. I'll tell you what, we'll do it in a cup. I'm going to put a half a cup. And then I'm going to put the lid on it. And my new camera stabilizer is not as stable as I am, I don't think. But anyhow, we're going to go manual. And I'm going to go pressure is high. And then I'm going to adjust that time to 2 minutes. I'm going to lock the pressure to sealed. And we are ready to go. And it shouldn't take it, I'm going to say 8 to 10 minutes, and maybe less than that, to come up on pressure. And if I had a clock, I'd tell you. But anyhow, I will. I'll go look right now, and I'll tell you exactly how long it takes to come up to pressure. And then we'll count down 2 minutes. I'm going to do a quick release, and then we'll put it in a bowl and see how it is. But anyhow, be back shortly. Okay, I was really, really close. That was actually 9 minutes. Exactly. I timed it. One thing I would say is that's to do with a cup and a half of liquid. I say this on a lot of my videos, but in an Instant Pot, the more liquid you put, or, you know, obviously, but liquid seems to have a lot to do with it, the longer it takes to create, you know, get the water or whatever method, you know, whatever liquid you're using to a temperature that'll create the pressure. So if you had 4 or 5 cups in there, it would take a lot longer than that, or less, but a cup and a half, I think, is about the minimum you need to put in one. But long story short, the less, the fast. You know, it goes faster with less liquid, longer with more. But anyhow, all we got to do now is wait 2 minutes. Open that lid up, put some pepper on it, stir it up, let it sit a minute, and hopefully enjoy it. And I'm sure we will. I've had it before. It's good. Okay, there we go. And like I said, quick release. And let it bleed down. We're going to take the lid off. Again, I always say this also. Watch where you have your hand. It needs to be to the side, obviously. And that's why. Anyhow, we'll see how long that takes to bleed down, so we'll have a total time. And we'll get to see what it looks like and tastes like. Be right back. Okay, the pin dropped at 2 minutes or so, 3 minutes. So what we're going to do is see what we have. And as you can see, and as it always is, it looks fantastic. Some cornbread with this is unbelievable. Unfortunately tonight, I've got so many things going on, and I wanted to get this done. We'll probably eat this. I'm going to eat some of it tonight, but some of it will obviously get ate tomorrow night when hopefully I've got some cornbread to go with it. But hey, it's good by itself. If you got cornbread, I'll say it's better, but it's not bad just like this. So, I mean, you can see the cabbage is still got plenty of texture to it. It's got some pot liquor in the bottom right there for your cornbread or whatever, and I assure you it is very, very good. And that's at 4 minutes. So if we do a total time on that, I'd say 10 minutes to brown the bacon and the sausage, and then it was 9, gosh, I do the math, 10, 19, 21. So we're at about 25 minutes from start to finish. So you just can't beat that. That is I may have done that math a little bit wrong. I do that again, did it really quick. But anyhow, that's my cabbage, bacon, and kielbasa sausage, and it is a great dish. Try it sometime. And again, in the kitchen with Jelly. Y'all come back to see me. Like and subscribe if you don't mind. And y'all have a good night.